What I found is it's best for members of Congress, the Senate, and the American public to meet some of the individuals who were the target of these high emotions and negative feelings on the Republican side. I want to introduce one of them to you today. This is Jean-Yannick. When he was 8 years old, his father, a diplomat from the African country of Senegal, brought his family to the United States. Unfortunately, Yannick's parents separated, and Yannick's father returned to Senegal, leaving him and the rest of his family behind. Yannick was too young to even realize it at the time. He was just a little kid. But when his father left the United States, he lost his legal status to live in this country. He grew up in Montgomery County, Maryland. In high school, he was a member of the National Honor Society. He volunteered weekly at a homeless shelter. He organized soccer tournaments for 3 years to raise money for the Red Cross for Haitian earthquake relief. After high school, he wanted to continue his education. But remember, if you're undocumented in this country, you don't qualify for a penny when it comes to federal assistance. No Pell Grants, no federal government loans. So he went to Montgomery College, junior college, and earned an associate's degree in business. He was on the dean's list. He then transferred to the University of Maryland, College Park, and again, had to pay for it all. There was no government assistance since he's undocumented. He's working now on a bachelor's degree in business management. He runs the Achievers Mentoring Program. It's an after-school program to advise middle and high school students on how to get into college. He's also a volunteer for United We Dream, the largest organization of undocumented young people like himself in this country. He was a leader of the campaign to pass the Maryland DREAM Act, which allows Maryland residents who are undocumented to pay in-state tuition. That's the only break he can get, and it comes from his state. Keep in mind, Yannick is undocumented, so he doesn't qualify for any financial aid from the federal government. Yet he's trying to make a life. Here's what he said in a letter. DACA means dignity. More than making money, having a job gives you dignity and self-respect. I want to work for what I have. I don't look to anyone for pity. People should judge me based on what I do and what I stand for, not based on my immigration status. I want to be given a chance to prove that not only am I a functioning member of society, I'm here to serve and share my talents with those in my community. Earlier this year, Yannick was one of 6 dreamers who met with the President of the United States in the Oval Office. Here's what the President said after he met with Yannick and the other 5. He said, "I don't think there's anybody in America who's had a chance to talk to these 6 young people who wouldn't find it in their heart to say to these kids, you're just as American as any of us, and you belong here, and we want to do right by you." Well, I think President Obama's right. Yannick and the other dreamers have so much to contribute to our country. But sadly, Republicans in Congress have a different agenda. They want to shut down DACA, which allows this young man to go to school in the only country he's ever known. And they want to shut down the DAPA program, which the president has instituted to try to protect the parents of those who have been here at least 5 years. If they have their way, this young man will be deported to Senegal, a country where he hasn't lived since he was a little boy. Will America be better if we get rid of folks like him? Will it be a better country if we tear families apart? I don't think so. Instead of trying to deport dreamers and moms and dads, congressional Republicans should work with us to pass a comprehensive immigration reform bill to fix our broken immigration system. The estimates are wide-ranging as to how many young people are in America like Yannick. Some say 1.5 million, some say 2.5 million. I've met so many of them. It wasn't that long ago that we had a bill on the floor of the Senate. That entire gallery was filled with young dreamers. And they came wearing caps and gowns. That was their decision, to make the point that they're students who are learning and trying to improve their lives to be better and to be a better part of America. That bill was defeated that day. It broke my heart. And I went to meet with them afterwards. And I said to them, don't give up. Don't give up on me because I'm not giving up on you. I got started in this battle 15 years ago. 15 years ago when I met a young Korean girl in Chicago, brought here at the age of 2, who was a musical prodigy. She'd been accepted at Juilliard School of Music, the Manhattan Conservatory of Music, but she was afraid she couldn't go. She was undocumented. Her mom and dad brought her here to this country at the age of 2 and never filed the papers. She grew up here in a very poor family, but she went into the Merit Music program in Chicago and became an accomplished musician. It was because of her that I started and introduced the DREAM Act. Good news, she went on to the Manhattan Conservatory of Music. A generous family in Chicago paid for it because she couldn't get any assistance. She married a young man, became an American citizen, played in Carnegie Hall, and is now pursuing her PhD in music. Is America better because of that? Yes, it is. I have no doubt that it is. And those who don't see the promise in the eyes of these young people and don't see what they can bring to this America have forgotten who we are. We are a nation of immigrants. We are a nation that has allowed young people like these a chance to succeed. One of them happened to be my mother, brought here at the age of 2 by a mother who didn't speak English. She grew up in this country. My mom did, raised a family, and I was one of the kids. Here I stand on the floor of the United States Senate. That's my story. It's my family's story. It's America's story. And the people who show such loathing for these young people and what they mean to us have forgotten that. They've ignored that. Let's rekindle our faith in what makes America great. Our diversity, the ambition of young people like Yannick, and the determination of our generation to open a door to give them a chance to prove themselves and make us better. That's what we're called on to do. All the petty politics aside, we're talking about human lives and about an opportunity for this young man and so many others to prove to us what they can do for the future of America.